and 20.
Yes, ma'am, I have a motion on that one.
All right.
Okay, in reference to agenda item 20, I move that the board give first reading approval to policy FEC dated February of 14 with the following amendments. The members of the Board of Trustees will be barred from voting or ad hoc membership on professional selection committees. Number 2, candidates for voting or ad hoc membership of the selection committee be vetted to determine apparent or actual conflicts of interest, and if conflicts of interest are determined, that the candidates must withdraw their names from consideration. 3, voting or ad hoc members of selection committees be required to sign and adhere to the district's confidentiality and conflict of interest policy.
Well, since this is on the discussion, those are just items you want to see that we adhere to?
Well, it says first reading.
But it's on discussion, though.
Discussion and first reading. So, yes, I mean, we already have a policy, which is FEC, which was dated 2/14, and I'm saying that we need to amend that, and those are the amendments that I'm suggesting.
Dr. Ross, I didn't think. I don't know. It does say first reading, Mr. Lovey, so I see what you're saying. I didn't think we had. I did not think we had any recommendation from you on that.
No, this came from the board.
Okay. Well, if it's first reading, because you have to have that too. If you want to, that was a lot though. Do you want to read it again?
Okay.
Because you got to get a second. You're making a motion. See,
yeah.
I'm listening for discussion, and you gave me all that motion.
Well, I mean, I wanted to make a motion to. Is there a second?
A second.
As a second.
Okay.
Is that what you're
Okay. It says members of the Board of Trustees be barred from voting or ad hoc membership on professional selection committees. Number 1.
This is what you want to add.
That's right.
Not something you're taking off of the FEC.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I mean, the FEC speaks for itself,
okay.
but these are items to be changed, you know, under there. And the second item was candidates for voting or ad hoc membership of the selection committees be vetted to determine apparent or actual conflicts of interest, and if conflicts of interest are determined, the candidates must withdraw from consideration. Number 3, voting or ad hoc members of the selection committees be required to sign and adhere to the district's confidentiality and conflict of interest policy, and there is a very specific form that has to be signed for that.
I thought we did that now. We don't do that?
Well, it doesn't say that in policy FEC. I don't know. So, I mean, but those are things that need to be discussed by the board.
All right. Well,
so I have a question.
Yes, Ms. Hines.
Question. So this policy FEC that we have, that's Exhibit G, was not brought. It was brought by the board and not by the administration. So I thought we had a policy committee. Why is this coming to the board before the policy committee has the opportunity to meet? I mean, what's the point of does that mean we're not going to have a policy committee? I mean, I think that would be great, but I'm just curious as to why we're having policies presented by the board come before the board without having it presented to the policy committee to review.
Gotcha. Ms. Gardner, you want to answer that?
I do agree with that, and our first policy committee is going to be this Wednesday. Okay. And so I agree that is probably something that we should discuss, and I'll make sure this is on the agenda. So this is just the first reading, so we can definitely make sure we hammer it out on Wednesday, and then hopefully by the second reading we'll have it all.
And it can change with the second reading.
Yeah.
All right. All those in favor? And that is 6, excuse me. And with that, to nothing. And thank you, Ms. Hines, because they will meet and they can bring it back. That was no. Okay, and 1 no. I'm sorry. I thought it went up with the end. But I like the next one on here, number 21. 21. Mr. Hogan, you're good at this. Which one?
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
I need a second. Ms. Garner seconds. All those in favor? I did not think this would be